The stories you've never heard.
Who did Susie O'Neill famously slap?
The jokes behind the jokes.
What would happen if I did a great big fart?
For the first time ever on Ash, Luttsy, and Susie O'Neill.
I just peed a pants.
We go behind the laughter.
Welcome to Behind the Laughter, the producers' podcast here on Ash, Lutz and Susie. And, Lachie, usually we don't get too much from her, but Alicia's she's come in hot to this. She
really has.
trying to ruin the intro. I feel like I may have been harassed by her. I don't quite know what it meant, but it was provocative. And
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean...
Do we need to contact PX?
Oh, I'm sure.
Nova's HR
I'm sure
department.
they've got a lot of really important stuff to do. But anyway, probably won't joke about that in a recorded area. Don't worry about that. Hello, welcome to the Producers Podcast. Hello. Mitch is in studio with us.
Hey, guys.
On what is always a big day for Mitch Lewis. Any involvement in Origin tonight for you, my friend?
No sort of official game day involvement. No, unfortunately. I mean, doing a great gig otherwise outside of the stadium, inside the stadium as well, and in some boxes and some other areas, but not officially on ground with the NRL or anything.
It's a big earning day for those who are involved in State of Origin. This is but of course, everything is, I'm sure, it's invoiced and paid legally, and the tax man will take his cut. There's no doubt about that.
You've got accreditation. Would you maybe find yourself in the dressing rooms tonight
That is the
if
plan.
the boys get the win?
Unfortunately, the NRL, I mean, every time I apply for my series accreditation or the season accreditation for the Broncos or any NRL game, I always tick, there's O for operations area, F for field, D for dressing room. Always tick the dressing room box, and I managed to get a pass, and it never has the D on it. To put it bluntly, so I always
Did you get into the dressing room at game one?
I did, but I think that
was that when you snuck in behind somebody else?
Where did I sneak in? Which one did I
Benny
sneak in
Eichen, wasn't
from? Yeah, actually, I did ride his. I rode his coattails downstairs, and then I had the accreditation to get into the post-match press conference area, and then from there, as soon as Billy and DCE were done, and they sort of step up and they walk out, and then a couple of journos just follow them, I just right in off the back
Into
of
the
them.
press pack, absolutely.
And then you're in there. But otherwise, the Brisbane one's a little bit easier because there's more Queensland Rugby League people there. Often my brother is already in there having a beer with Munster and Billy Slater, and I'm just as the door sort of opens up to let journos with accreditation, I'm like, Legan, hello, and the door shuts, and then I just have to hope that he heard me over the sound of victorious country music playing.
Lachie, have you ever snuck in somewhere where you shouldn't have been, or tried to use a little switcheroo of a wave to someone in a room?
I can't say I have off the top of my head. Nothing's coming to mind right now. If I gave it a couple of minutes, I might be able to think of something. I was just remind me, after the 2020 AFL Grand Final at the Gabba, I'd been producing a show, then I'd stolen Kevy Walters' tickets that were meant for him, and I got myself... Well, they were offered to Kevy through another agency, and I was minding them, per se, but they were for another car company, and Kevy and the Broncos were sponsored by Kia.
Yeah.
So he couldn't go on the Toyota deck. Right. So I was holding the tickets, and they had to be given to someone, so I just ended up with them. So I was out in the Toyota deck, which was great. And anyway, I wanted to keep this part.
Yes, I'm Kevin Walters, thank you. To anyone that asked.
Well, I wanted to protect the Broncos' interests as they were my future employer at the time.
Can I ask, were his name attached to them?
No, they were intended for him,
Yes.
but they needed to put a name on them. So I said at the time, put mine down. And that just never changed.
So you didn't have to do a Kevy impersonation the entire night?
No, I don't think Kevy was ever given that message that he had.
No, he never got the message. Anyway, but I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, well, let's keep this party going. And the Queensland Cricketers Club, where our man Luttsy is an ambassador, was there for. And I decided to try and roll in there. I'm like, all right, I know one person here. I know a good friend of the show, Richard Champion. I'm like, so I said to the people at the door, I just, Champs told me to come in here. And sure enough, as I'm walking the door, I spot Jason Ackermanis. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, good to see you, mate, Dad. And then just as I'm going through, like, Champ said it's okay. Richard Champion walks in the door from behind. He hasn't even entered yet. I'm like, run! So just sprint for the back corner of the room and just hold down the fort there. So
a lot of blind confidence, I think, to get past something like that,
I always
right?
believe that it's not in security's best interests to hold you up. Eventually, you're one person. You're not going to make too much of a scene.
That's
hopefully.
True. I mean,
Hopefully, yeah.
This feels like it's such a common trope that I see on social media nowadays, where the idea is as long as you've got high vis and a ladder, you'd be able to go
Getting
anywhere.
I hate it when people come up to me like, all you need is a ladder and hive. I'm like, oh, you saw that video 5 years ago too, did you? Update your reference, Jesus. But yes, Lachie, as you know, as producers behind the scenes, we are absolutely no one, so we will do whatever we can.
Oh, yeah.
To
You hang your hat on someone else's coat rack.
Oh, love riding a coattail. Ride first class on a coattail. But look, it's been a big week back on the show here. Susie back on Monday. She's
back.
It's been great to have Susie back in the mix. She was in a meeting.
so
She
good.
came to one event. So she must have been told back in the day, Mitch, don't go to meetings.
Oh, yeah, from Ash and Luttsy. But don't go to meetings in the first place. Yeah. I'd say so.
Because Alicia, you do so well to just try and keep meetings going.
I try.
And,
And they get derailed a lot.
and then it comes back to someone, like, for example, like just ours this morning, another derailment, just as per usual, we're off track, and then we finally get back to the point. And Susie asks, so who are we talking about again? You say the name, and we're off again.
Yeah. Just one big circle all the time.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Now, throughout this week, again, we're warming up. It's been bloody cold. Bloody
has
cold.
been.
So I think we're a bit slow.
Tough wake up.
Alicia's got the scarf on. Lockie's got multiple layers, and just one little pulse check. How are you guys travelling? How's the cold weather been shaking you
I'm
this week?
struggling, which is embarrassing for me as an English person. When I call my family back home and it's 18 degrees and they're outside in shorts having a barbecue, and I'm like, oh, it's 18 degrees here, but I've got 16 layers on and I'm shivering. But
It's okay. You're doing well. I'm proud of you.
I'm shaming my country. But
No,
fine.
it's you adapt.
And
to
hasn't
the
your
weather.
country had a tough enough week as it is?
I know.
Yeah.
Don't bring it up. We don't
well,
bring it up.
Well,
It's the Euros, by the way, not the election that
I,
I'm annoyed about. Everybody.
Alicia's making a political statement here on this podcast.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Just in case somebody thought I was talking about politics then.
I was going to say,
'Cause both did happen.
speaking of the
It has been a week for politics, by the way, hasn't it?
Speaking of the Euros final, I want to self-declare for another demerit point. Just say that I'm well, almost. As the guys, Mitch, Monday morning, you plugged in the TV for sometimes when there's a major sporting event on,
Yes.
and it's only been shown through maybe like a streaming service or something. Someone will. It's usually Mitch or myself will donate like a laptop to plug in HDMI to one of the TVs so the guys can watch whatever. It's been the Masters, it might be the Super Bowl, but on Monday morning it was the Euro final between England and Spain.
Yes.
Now, every now and then when we interview a journos sometimes only have X amount of time. When we were talking to David Woywood, who was over covering the Trump assassination attempt, and you can't always get them live because usually if they're working for like a news agency, they're ready for another live cross or they've got multiple. So you kind of we might pre-record them 5 minutes or so ahead of time. Now, I've ducked off to the bathroom at some point and I've seen on the board David Woywood 650. I was unaware, Alicia, that we were pre-recording him just about 5 or 10 minutes early.
Yeah.
Now, I just heard, I've taken a bathroom break and I've just got a message saying that England had scored.
No.
So the score was level. Like 7-2. And I've gone, what? I've missed it. I don't have Optus Sport or anything. So, and I forgot, like in retrospect, I forgot that you would have had it on in your booth.
No, well, I didn't because I had to be the one to donate my Optus Sport.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gave up my laptop, so
Yeah.
I didn't have a laptop for the show, and Lachie had to give up his login.
Just quickly, if only this company was run by someone who has connections to a streaming box that has all the streaming services
Imagine.
in one.
Imagine.
I mean,
If we could get that in studio, that would be nice.
the thing we shouldn't even have to do the laptop thing because I mean, the TV's good enough, but it doesn't like logging in. It doesn't seem to want to pick up the internet, which is
Well, we can
brilliant.
only dream.
We can only
Exactly,
dream.
yeah.
We can only dream. So
Pass it around.
I've heard that England have scored,
Yes.
and I can hear that there's an ad break on. So usually when there's an ad break on,
Yeah.
it's pretty safe to enter the studio.
It's
I'll
fairly safe.
always knock beforehand, and I've
Did you knock this time?
I didn't knock this time.
Yeah.
And I've opened up the
Interesting.
door, and I've seen headphones on everyone, and I just
not a good
dead
sign.
silence. Not a good sign. And I was about to poke my head and go, "Did you see that?" And then I just see Susie's head turn and look at me, and I realised they are pre-recording an interview right now. Step back. Walk slowly.
That would be.
I
Yes,
fortunately.
President Trump has been shot.
He shoots! He scores!
Unlike old mate. So I want to say demerit point avoided, but so close. And I've just a reminder. Back in the day, I was told never to go near a studio.
Yeah.
I now
Become
understand.
too
I
comfortable
now
with
understand. I'm like,
vegetables. Sorry.
maybe
Speaking of
Alicia.
comfort,
I should maybe learn to back off. So I sort of kept to myself for the rest of the
Are you
morning.
okay,
on
Alicia?
Monday.
Sorry, I don't want to cut you off, Nick, but Alicia already has. Are you all right? You just watching something?
No, I opened Twitter and a video just started playing.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's bloody dangerous. So
Yeah, I pulled a Luttsy.
anyway, plenty to talk about this week. Now, right now, in the middle of Throwback Throwdown, 1995 edition.
Do you want to hear a quick tease of the songs?
Let's have a hear what's going on.
This is the first one. Ash.
One of Oasis' 4 songs.
as a proud countryman yourself,
Close enough too.
Oasis went
Alicia,
to my school.
Is this going to get
Did
your
they?
vote? Has
As
this got
in,
your vote?
they visited your school,
No,
or they?
no, when they were younger, they learned at my school.
Wow.
Yeah.
You shared classrooms potentially.
Maybe.
In a way.
Maybe.
There we go.
Continue to surprise us, Alicia.
Yeah.
There you go. Another Wigan fact.
Oh, there we go.
The next one is this one.
Again, another
Great
great
song.
example of Luttsy pulling out film clipography.
Dude. It might just be a personal thing. I hate when they're called film clips. I just want to say it now.
This is definitely
Yeah.
It's a
a
music
personal
video.
thing.
It's a music video. It's a
Yeah.
music video. It's not a film clip.
I would accept video clip.
Yep.
As growing up, and I would refer to a video clip, or if it was movie related, if it was like a Aerosmith from Armageddon,
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
okay with that being referred to as
Yeah,
a film clip
because film is- okay.
it had
Is-
film inserted into it. But
Yeah.
when you just flat out call it a film clip,
Dude.
it still just itches me.
It grinds the gears.
The
big.
the auteurs of this group have decided that no, it's not a movie, it's a film.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I understand. Okay, we'll try and be better as a behind the scenes team. We'll try and be stronger.
Music video.
Music video. Okay,
let's do that.
Please change the vernacular from now going on.
Susie went with Silverchair.
That is a surprising pull from Susie. I think she
Yeah.
wants the numbers. She wants the numbers.
I think she's come back and playing smart in the back half of the year. She's got a bit of ground to catch up. But she's not coming last.
No, she's not.
I thought Susie was going to pick, which I don't think they even played on the show in the end, but she did look at me, and sometimes she's not sure, and she mouthed, what should I pick? And I was going, number three, which was TLC Waterfalls.
I feel.
Don't go
Yeah, hold on.
chase
Oh no, we've got it right here. Thank God,
Yeah.
Lachie. Don't worry about it. Alicia's got this covered.
Yeah. This would have got votes. I feel
I
like.
think this song has come and gone.
I
It
think
enjoyed a
yeah.
renaissance off the back of We're the Millers.
Great
Yeah.
movie. by
Great
the way.
film.
Great film.
One of the last, see, there we go. One of the last quotable films ever. But yeah, I think it's sort of come and gone.
Do you think?
I think it's.
You think people aren't
so-
rating it
songs
anymore?
like, okay, for example, like The Horses by Daryl Braithwaite enjoyed a renaissance, but now it's
Yeah, but I think
kind of moved on
I
a
think,
bit.
I think
It
the,
can't stay back. It can't stay
the
forever.
ladies would vote for Waterfall. I
Oh,
think it's still
okay.
very big.
Well, Lachie,
No one brought sex into it.
Oh.
Come on,
La-
sharing a political views and now this.
Man, Jesus. All right.
Sorry.
well, sorry, we're back on the ABC here.
Controversy corner with
Turning
Alicia.
my mic off now. I'm done.
Can't wait for her up late Sky News show.
Mitch chose this one.
So
I mean, nothing like an anthem about domestic violence.
yeah, okay.
I have.
Everybody was just quiet.
I have
Wow.
heard. No, I have heard stories about singers being approached to play this as like a wedding song and
Yeah.
going, I really think you're grabbing onto the line "better man" in a.
Yeah.
Like, you're not listening to the lyrics here.
Yeah.
It's a great song,
I
but
remember
it tells a dark story.
before I joined the show, listening to it as a fan, and they were talking about weird wedding
Yes.
wedding song choices, and someone called up and
Great
said that,
phoner. It's
yeah,
an all-time
oh,
phoner.
great stuff, and it was someone had chosen Hinder, Lips of an Angel, and they played that, and like it's beautiful. Like he's like the sound of your voice, blah blah. Like you have the lips of an angel again. But like when you say, hang on, he's ducked off into the next room so he can text his girlfriend, going, "I wish I was with you. I wish I wasn't with this other." Like that's a horrible wedding song choice. But yeah, that one I only went for because I actually forgot up until I reckon I saw that song that I even had to choose a song because Buzz is away. I'm essentially choosing for Buzz.
do you feel pressure there?
So much pressure because
Well, Buzz gets the list. Surely you just send him a message. And
I
go,
nearly-
hey, what are your three?
look, to be honest, I nearly did yesterday because I saw that you sent it out and then I nearly replied to it saying to Buzz, "You let me know what you want and I'll give me your top 3, I guess, because which I only learnt last time, Buzz can't, and then therefore I can't, which I didn't know about until it happened live, and I did it incorrectly. I'm not supposed to pick until at least third. I have to wait until at least be third, right?
Because when you're behind the buttons, you see the songs. Buzz will see the songs beforehand because that's also part of his role, but he can also see what he's about to hit and play. So he's got a little advantage there. So hence the handicap.
Well, I didn't know that last time. I picked one just before Luttsy did, whereas this time I waited, but only because I forgot that I had to pick, because I was actually rearranging the songs so that I could find them a little bit differently. And anyway, just the way that I was working this morning. And I went for Pearl Jam because I'm like, we did even speak about earlier on, let's pick something that, there's plenty of songs in there that are great songs that should get the votes, but they don't stand out because you don't recognize the artist, you don't recognize the title of the song. I think my favorite song is Live Lightning Crashes. I would love to vote for that, but no one, I don't think, is going to pick that.
No.
So I went for, okay, someone's already picked Oasis, which has not worked out all the way for Ash in the past. So I'm like, he hasn't even went for Wonderwall. He's gone for arguably the second choice, Oasis song on that board. He's done himself a little bit of disservice. Luttsy comes out with Bon Jovi and Always, and I'm like, oh, no, I don't think that's...
Long song as well.
I don't think that's going to work for you. And then Silverchair Tomorrow, another great song. Susie had no passion for it, so I reckon it could come down between that and when I went for Pearl Jam, Better Man. It's such a well-known song, well-known artist. And are you pulling up the votes?
I'm pulling up the
you
votes
have a look,
right
because
now.
I've just had a look at them right now, but because you are the official vote keeper...
I just realised the recent message I read was the girl that was offering to send feet pics in this morning for Origin tickets.
Keeping in touch with her off
no, it's all through the official channels.
Okay. Now, mind you, I will say that when we checked on this about an hour into voting, Better Man was at 22%. Luttsy, Always, Bon Jovi, 23%. Susie with Silverchairs Tomorrow, 26%. And Ash, Oasis, Champagne Supernova, 29%.
We're a couple of hours after the show right now.
Well, we do. We're at 11:13. We're just going to time code this. We do early voting. We do late polling. But right now, this is kind of mid polling. So coming last, 19%. Bon Jovi, Always. Just ahead at 21%. Silverchair Tomorrow. That's Susie. Now, Ash's Oasis gamble has kept him in the game. Champagne Supernova, 28%. But leading the way, Mitchell James. Let's go! 32%.
Congratulations.
See, I hope Buzz
See if you
only...
keep the crown.
Yeah, I hope he only heard the back end of the show and heard that I was ranking in last with 22%. And he's going to come firing. He's going to be pissed off that I've chosen for him. Occasionally, I'll see that he'll message the show account because he knows that Nick runs it and slags me off for the selections that I make.
Really?
Either not remembering or not caring that I can also see that. And I also get notifications.
Alicia also sees them as well.
Yeah, we've all run the show account at one stage or another. And if Nick's got an off day, sick day... we need to be able to run that account. So Buzz will message a generic responder, could be anyone, and go, Mitch is a piece of shit. I can't believe he picked that song. And I'll be like, sorry. Oh, no, buddy, it's okay. Sorry, I shouldn't have. So now I'm leading.
All the burn accounts that Buzz runs.
Yeah, to vote for himself.
Do you back the fact that you chose it over, Lightning Crashes Live?
Yes.
Coming back again.
Good song.
I don't think
Is this your favourite song?
I think it is.
I've never heard this.
Really?
What?
Treat yourself for 5 minutes on the drive home today, Lachie.
Yeah, type of song you really need to sit down, shut your eyes, and just think about.
Now, can you take off the hook there and start the song? I think it's like a 20-second intro or something, but the guys joked about the top of the lyrics.
Yeah, it's a 5-minute 18 song, which in radio
which I enjoy.
That is the length of 2 songs sometimes.
See, that's one of the fun novelties about Throwback Throwdown. You have the chance to play a longer song.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So whenever
I
November
digress.
Rain, Guns N' Roses comes up, and I'm like, please play the 9 minutes.
Yeah.
It's worth the chaos. What's the
It's a
intro?
25-second
25-second intro we can talk about, but
if we keep talking
try
about
and
the
hit the
top, they don't
post.
get paid. They don't get paid royalties here.
yeah, you're right.
So we'll keep going on. So
Yeah. Now this one, you'll hear if someone who's never heard it before. I think it's the second line of the song, which comes as a real surprise. This is arguably the biggest single of this band from the 1990s. Here's Live and Lightning Crashes on Nova 106.9. A little bit early.
That's all right.
Yeah, a little bit early.
Lightning Crashes, A New Mother Cries. Okay, just listen.
Feel it. Just feel it.
What does it do? That's right.
It's gravity.
Her
9.8
placenta.
9.8 meters per
Falls.
second.
Wow.
Yeah. No surprise that the the music exec, what do you call them? People that do music?
Yeah.
The men in suits.
The album people, the
Music reps, record reps. We're getting
record label people.
Yeah,
had said
we got
this
there.
is not a single. You cannot release this as a single, and it's arguably their most famous song.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know.
But I like something that's written for an album.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and it's also
More
a
narrative.
great video clip. I go and watch that video clip because the song, like you go and listen to it, Lachie, the first verse. All about a baby being born. What a beautiful moment for this mother. She's weeping, she's crying, it's great. Down the hall of the hospital, there's an old woman. She's dying. So while a new life comes into the world, another life
Poetry.
leaves. Beautiful. Get goosebumps now. Then it goes back to the mother, talking about all these things that she wants to do with this kid, all this
Tell me
woman,
more.
all the stuff that she did achieve and didn't achieve. Like, she's letting go of that now while the baby's got all this stuff. And then, boom, you bring in the chorus and the drum solos and stuff. Oh, it's amazing.
Wow.
So it's a great song, but I don't think it would get the votes. And
If you had the chance, maybe to make that pitch, then possibly so. But
Yeah. You don't get that much
so
time.
no.
if you haven't voted yet on Throwback Throwdown, you've just heard Mitch's pitch. Then I
For a song that
for a
isn't
song that-
actually you can't
But,
vote
but
for.
that's the music passion.
Yeah.
That's going to see Pearl Jam possibly take out Throwback Throwdown this week very quickly. Mitch, Pearl Jam is a euphemism for what?
I don't. What?
There's an interview where they Smartless and Eddie Vedder, and he kind
I've
of
heard
just
that interview. I forget all
right
about
at
that
the
bit.
end.
Yeah.
Right at the end, we understand what Pearl Jam is a euphemism for.
There we go.
But we can make it up in our minds.
Yeah.
Nick, sorry to change topic of conversation. I'm just noticing your Blues jerseys.
You blind? We've been staring at each other for 20 minutes.
No, I know, but it's. I guess it's really is the shine of the badge on your left pectoral that is just caught my eye.
This one?
Okay.
He's flexing it right now.
He's trying. He's trying.
twitching it.
He's trying to do the Dwayne Johnson.
Peck dance.
The peck
My
dance.
eyes are up here, Lockie.
Yeah, great. Can I ask you, what was it like being tackled? Because I think we've already established that you and the Bluegitive are one and the same.
Yep.
That
Split personality disorder, but every now and then we come
She
together.
was determined, the woman that wanted to.
Yeah,
I did enjoy that
she
video.
was. So yeah, I've been hit 3 times this week. I think I showed you the graze up my leg.
which was the worst hit?
The worst hit was because I got blindsided on Monday. Mm-hmm. The guy the trucker that stalked me, and again he wanted these tickets. And
Yes.
that's what I've really loved about this. Everyone who's gone to the effort to chase the Bluegitive have gone, this is my chance here. Because we saw the phone lines this morning, Alicia. Like a million calls. We'll get to those soon. That was incredible numbers. But someone's gone, here's my chance. I'm going to go after this. And Mitch, as we said, a truck just pulled up. You didn't even know that he was going to be part of it. And
my God.
I was hiding in the bushes. We dropped me, I learned my mistakes from last year, dropped me a block away, and I cut through at North Devils. And I tried to blend in. I had a big puffer jacket and a hat on, and I was like picking up a can, putting it in the bin, just making it look like I was just a member of the public. But this guy, he was just walking towards me, and it was like being a spy and knowing that my cover was blowing. And
Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne.
And he got Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne. And I was like, okay, and I got to run. And I went too early, so I had to just run and I thought he'd keep running, and I looked back. I got past him and I saw him slip and his legs go out from underneath him and hit. I'm like, I've beaten him. And 2 more people, like a father and son, started running at me. And I'm still thinking about it. I should have hit the gap in the middle. And in that moment where I hesitated, this bloke has got back on his feet and I've seen the footage. He full length dives and brings me down. Perfect tackle, wraps up the upper leg. And I just go straight down. So graze up my leg. Learned my mistake.
Yeah.
Tuesday. Where were we yesterday? I'm out with Aussie
Rocks
Girls.
Riverside Park.
Rocks Riverside Park. I had to be clever here. So we went and parked a car at DFO Jindalee. We're sitting in an underground car park at 7:20. I thought, I've got a smart move. I'm going to bring my bike with me this week.
Yeah, that's a great play.
I'm going to hide,
good.
hide in plain sight as a cyclist. Full grey tracksuit, it's all hidden. I've got all the recording equipment underneath me. And we're sitting there in the car park. 7:20 goes across and the final clue is given out. And we go, all right, there was one car. Just one car in there with some tradies. And I see their heads turn and look at me. And I go, Gus, we've got to drive. We've got to go. And my heart is thumping. And they're trying, like, I think they realised that they had too much to pack up to go and chase.
Yeah.
But we had to get out of there. Gus drops me down a side street. I rip my bike out of the back. My chain falls off.
Because just part of the fun of the whole thing is that you get the on-air payoff. You want the payoff to be that you are getting tackled at 740 or as close to a 740 as we can make it.
That's the thing about Monday is that like Nick's out there being the Bluegitive. You've got no like awareness of the time, just how close we were to the break.
No, because you're live with the guys.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
And I mean, the beauty about dropping you off the other side of the block is that even I didn't know where you were. So when people come and said, "Hey, have you with the Bluegitive?" I'm like, I don't know where he is, to be honest. I said, we dropped him off. He's hiding somewhere. I can't even lie to you about him not being there. And then it got to within...
I called you just beforehand saying, I can see you. You can't see me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yep. And I'm like, good.
Very
Keep
ominous.
it that way. And then I actually saw someone. I thought, I know where I've worked out where he is. And then I saw some other bloke probably picking up a can and putting it in a bin. I'm like, that's not him. And then one old random mate tradie with the truck and the cherry picker on the back of it showed up and just casually started like stalking this bloke who was very nicely putting rubbish into a bin. I'm like, he's going to tackle the wrong bloke. And then as I've seen him start running, you've started running to try and get away from him, to try and keep the present to the on-air thing. I'm through to Buzz. I go, how long left, Buzz? He goes, still 15 seconds. I'm like, I'm like, Nick's got him covered. You're gonna have to run for at least 25 more seconds, Nick. And then I knew they're gonna have to ring the bloody bell, discuss Ash. But I'm like,
get the credit away. There's a long opener on that as well.
Nick's gonna have to punch out of 400 meters by the end of this, and
it's a cold morning as well. So and I had the shorty shorts on and just.
Quickly, on that Monday one, the father and son, how old? What were the ages? What are we?
Well, that wasn't even. There was the son of a woman that had dropped him off. That guy was there waiting for us when we rocked up.
Yeah, okay.
So
because I do like the idea of the father and son. They're heading to school.
I thought they were working together.
Yeah, no,
they're heading to school, and I like the idea that they're almost at school, and they go, oh, geez, that's only 5 minutes away. Yeah. Hey, let's take a quick detour. Let's plan this. Let's both try and tackle this guy. And that would be like, I imagine, I don't have kids, but I imagine if you're in a similar position with your sons, trying to go, hey, let's take down this bloke and win us some tickets to the game on Wednesday night.
It's like the father of the tribe taking out his oldest son, going, we're going on a hunting trip and we're coming back with tickets.
Exactly.
Okay, so Tuesday, I've gone and hidden someone's front yard in Jindalee. I'm hiding behind a wall because I'm still thinking...
I know the front yard.
Can you imagine if the dude inside the house was listening?
Yeah,
and
then he
just
going,
looks
what
out
is
and
happening?
sees you.
Yeah, it's a guy trying to fix his chain in the front. I'm hooking everything up, and then I'm riding down. It's about I checked the map. It's a 5-minute ride. I'm listening, and I'm sort of talking to the guys off air. They didn't realise it was wind tunnelling so much. And then I'm like, all right, I can see Gus. Gus knows to look for a yellow helmet. And I'm still talking to them while I'm on the bike. And then I hear Luttsy go, all right, you want to start? I'm like, let's go. Jump off the bike, yell cattle dog. The scariest part about that was I was being stalked by another cyclist. A bloke in full lycra, grown man...
Dang.
Started chasing me on his bike. It was like Mad Max. I turn around and there is a bike chasing me. Anyway, he gets off. Cleats fortunately made him slip over. Yeah. So
you're hearing the clip clop on the
I've broken someone's ankles every day. And then old mate in the Queensland beanie hit me like a missile.
He wanted it. I hear he took out Gus.
Yeah, well, he thought Gus was the Bluegitive. So he's gone up to Gus, bumped him and grabbed him on the shoulder and gone, is that all I have to do? And Gus is like, mate, it's not me. So, there's been a bit of collateral damage. And then finally this morning, try to get really clever. I had to be down at the Maroons breakfast this morning and had to be completely incognito there. And then we left that, abandoned the Nova car because that's the giveaway, jumped in a white van instead that we took down. We have planned this so much.
Did that help? Do you think?
Oh, well, we certainly didn't get chased.
Good.
I mean, we didn't get followed.
Yeah.
And then when we pulled up to the location, there was no one milling around us. So I hid in the back of the van. I sent Gus out to the middle of the field in my Nova jacket, put him on the line with everyone else, and I kept hiding the van. And you would have seen in the studio that I kept the camera. So I was filming Gus through the bars of the van, which is this very ominous look.
Well, that scene in the middle of Scream 2, where the
stalked,
killer, is stalking one of the
great film
soon-to-be victims. I'll bet it's one of your favourites, Lachie.
Yeah,
it's a film. Anyway, I've run out in the field, and I was like, okay, I've got one person to beat here. She's going to get me. Trying to flip the camera around, and I opened up my chest and just exposed my ribs. And to her credit, she dropped her shoulder straight into my sternum and brought me down.
There you go.
Again, Charlie Cameron got rubbed out for 3 weeks for this. It was a good hit. And I asked her afterwards, I'm like, that was a good tackle. How'd you do? She goes, my boyfriend practices on me all the time.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I'm not going to kink shame anyone.
No. It's just nice to know where.
All right, you dress up as Trevor Gilmeister.
Call me the axe. Call me the axe.
So anyway, that's wrapped up the Bluegitive for another year.
Do you know what I like about this, though? Because we have got a little bit more convoluted, a little bit more clever with it. If you've ever seen
Lachie, it's not like you and me to completely overcomplicate
no,
a
I know,
simple idea.
But as someone who likes the TV show Brooklyn Nine-Nine and appreciates the show, their Halloween heists are
of course.
a big part of the show, part of the reason why people love the show. And what started as like a simple idea, by the end of the entire series, I think they took it too far. But
I refuse to watch past season 5.
Yeah. Anyway, I love the idea that we will now start planning for Bluegitive next year and make it as complicated as possible.
I'm going to put in a big training block right now. All right, well, I hope
he's parachuting into somewhere in Brisbane. We're going to assign a square kilometre to everyone that calls up now.
I love that so
Dude,
much.
that's awesome.
It's wild. All right, well, that'll do us for now because Alicia's already zoned out. So we'll be back Friday.
Still here.
I say go the Blues. I'm going to be very alone on that. But I've always said it's a good day in the city of Brisbane after a Queensland Origin Series win. So it'll be a fun show tomorrow if Queensland win.
Hopefully.
All right, we'll see you then.
See ya.